Good afternoon, friends. We are continuing with forecasting. First step is to determine the purpose or use of the forecast. What is needed? So, when it will be needed and how it will be used. So, what will be the amount of resources required? So, that is labor hours, money to be invested. What is the machine hours? So, these are all the amount of resources to be calculated. So that is the amount of resources used should be justified. So that is the determining the purpose or use of the forecast. So that is by calculating the amount of money invested. So what will be the time spent on computer? So how much labor hours and how much machine hours are used. So I'm going to determine what will be the use of the forecast. So then second step is to establish the time horizon of the forecast, whether I'm doing the forecasting for short range plans or medium or long range plans. So that is the length of the time in the future for which the forecast is to be prepared. So it will indicate a time interval. So accuracy of the forecast will decrease as the time horizon increases. That means if I am doing the long term planning, so whatever I have planned today may not be useful after 1 or 2 years. So it may become obsolete and I need to do the forecasting because the market trend will be changing every moment of time. So the planning done today may not match with exactly what is going on after a few months or a few years. So the accuracy of the forecast will decrease as the time horizon increases. So that is the second step. That is establish the time horizon. Then third step is to obtain the clean and appropriate data and analyze it. So that is the data needed to be cleaned, so to get rid of outliers and sometimes incorrect data may be collected. So before doing analysis of the data collected, so it has to be cleaned. So obtaining the data can involve significant effort. So it is not so easy to collect the information. Information gathering is not an easy task. So as we have seen in the long range forecast and the short range forecast, so long range forecast is done for a period longer than 2 or more years in the future. So it is normally used for strategic planning, that is to establish the long-term goals. So planning the new products for changing market. So that is market will be keep on changing the market trend. So accordingly, I have to plan for new products. So entering into the new products, that is enter into the new geographical area. So to expand my business. So then develop the new facilities, develop the new technology, and design the supply chain and implement the strategic programs. Whereas the short range to mid-range plans. So the forecast will be typically for daily, weekly, or monthly demand for sales up to approximately 2 years in the future, depending upon what is the size of the company and the type of the industry. So that these short range and mid range plans will be primarily used to determine what will be the production schedule and delivery schedules and to establish inventory levels so that that is storing the raw material received in the premises and the finished product to be delivered to the showrooms of the end users. Then fourth step is to select the forecasting technique or model, whether it is the qualitative one or the quantitative one. We'll see in the coming sessions about this. So then once analysis of the data, that is whatever is collected for forecasting, so the forecast has to be made. So that is expecting the future sales or expecting the future demand. So that planning has to be done. So once the forecast is made, so then implementing the results and monitoring whether the actual performance of my product or my sales is exactly matching whatever I have planned or whatever I have forecasted. If there are any discrepancies minor, so then and there itself we can adjust it so that we are not allowing the errors to get accumulated. Then uses of forecasting. So then it helps the customers. So the use of resources and fix the competitive price so that I can fix a competitive price tag for my finished product so that it helps the customers whether to go for my product or my competitors' product. So it helps in production, planning, and control so that there will be minimization of fluctuations. If I have proper forecasting of production and if I am controlling the actual performance with the plan what I have made, so there will be no too much of fluctuations. So forecasting will help in collective responsibility. So uniting all the departments in an organization so that the departments are working in unity. It helps in material management and use of capital at appropriate levels of material availability. Limitations. So that is forecast will be based on the past data, but future may not be a copy of the past. So my past is different and my future is not predictable. So it is based on past data, so may not be resulting in our expectation. So forecasts are estimates. So just they are estimates, only seldomly they are accurate. So assumptions and guess will lead to the errors. So then arrival of new product, economic change, natural calamities, war-like situations. So these things will affect my forecasting decisions.